up, guys? Welcome back to the Mic Check Podcast. This is T Word, the People's Champ. Thanks for tapping in. Today, we're going to continue our series on pre-draft needs for NFL teams. We've already covered the South Division and North Division for the AFC and NFC. And today, we're going to cover the East. And specifically, we're going to talk about the NFC East. So, you're talking about teams including the Dallas Cowboys, New York Giants, Philadelphia Eagles, as well as the Washington Commanders. Now, the Commanders are in a transition, and it's possible that they may be under some fully new leadership in the upper management area, including ownership. So some of these things they're going to be based on whatever happens over the next couple of weeks before the draft as far as ownership goes. In my opinion, the team probably won't change hands until after the 2023 season. But that's it. Just keep that in the back of your mind, okay? All right, so we're going to start from the top and get right into it with this NFC breakdown. And we're going to start with the Dallas Cowboys. So their team needs are going to be interior offensive line, interior defensive line, and running back. So if you are familiar with the Cowboys, you know that they had star running back Ezekiel Elliott, who he's been really productive throughout his career since he was drafted. However, there are some signs of slowing down for him. And they also have Tony Pollard, who they're pretty much able to secure on a cheaper deal. So they're going to be looking for somebody to complement him because in a two-back system, he did really good as a primary back. I don't know that they're going to be able to get the same off those legs because he's more of a hit-the-edge speed guy, and Zeke was a good balance of pounded between the tackles and work the screen game. So you're going to need to look for somebody who can kind of replace what you were getting from Elliott. Interior offensive line, that's your center and your guards. You can never overlook that position. You know what I mean? You should always be looking to keep that steady because most quarterbacks hate pressure right in their face. And that's something that you're going to want to avoid for Dak, especially given his injury history at this point. Interior defensive line, this helps when you have really good edge rushers. You just want somebody in the middle that can eat space. So there's a reason that they're going to look to fill that position. All right, next up, New York Giants. They're going to be looking for wide receiver and interior offensive line as well. Again, your center and your guards are real important. It makes it a lot easier when a quarterback doesn't have pressure coming right in his grill. If it's coming off the edge, he can climb the pocket, he can roll out. You know, there's different ways to escape. When it's coming right in your chest, that really shortens the amount of time that you have to get your passes off. So I think that in this case, it makes sense to get some interior offensive line. Wide receiver, the QB is going to need, targets. And the Giants haven't really had that in a while. I mean, since Odell Beckham left, they haven't really had anybody great at receiver. So you're going to be looking for somebody that you can count on when the game's on the line, right? All right, next up, Philadelphia Eagles, offensive tackle and cornerback. Cornerback, you could see some flaws where the Eagles were good, but not only are they a little old at corner, you need somebody with more speed and somebody who can cover as well. It's not a pressing need necessarily. I don't know that you go first round for this, but it's definitely a position that they need to look to revamp and just freshen it up with some younger talent. I think every team should consistently look at updating the cornerback position whenever possible. Even if you're drafting at the end of the first round, you still should be looking for replenishing your cornerback talent because the shelf life can be so short for an elite corner. If you can get 5 to 7 years out of a guy, you've actually done really well. The best years of a player at corner are often between 3 to 4 year window. So you should always be looking to replenish. Offensive tackle, obviously, one of the primary positions on the offensive side of the ball. Got to protect that blind side. Also, you often run behind your right tackle. So you want both those positions to be steady. Finally, the Washington Commanders, we're looking at offensive tackle, cornerback, and tight end. You're just looking to fill out a roster here. I think that Washington is building, but you also have to think about Eric Bieniemy becoming the offense coordinator. He's probably going to be the play caller. There's certain elements of his scheme and style that are going to be predicated on good tight end play. Think about Travis Kelce in Kansas City, and then also having a good offensive tackle or just offensive tackles in general, some bookends. When the Kansas City offensive line was sturdy, you saw them be really productive. when you saw that they were missing one or both tackles, you saw that they really struggled. Now, that's not anything super insightful. If you know football, you understand that if you don't have great tackles, you're probably going to struggle offensively. If you look at the Super Bowl between the Bucs and the Chiefs a couple years ago, without quality offensive line play, the Chiefs struggled and the Bucs cruised to a victory. I think relative to how that affects Bieniemy in Washington is going to be based on him being able to fully operate his scheme, even though he's not going to have Patrick Mahomes. So I'm really interested to see how that plays out, regardless of what goes on with leadership. Obviously, using the tight end, somebody that can work the seam, somebody who's a decent route runner, big frame guy, somebody that's going to be reliable for the quarterback. That's going to be important to the scheme as well. Finally, cornerback, again, it's something that I said before. You can never have enough. You always want to try and replenish your cornerback position when you can. Now, you don't want to bet the farm and give away too much, but you definitely want to make sure that you're continuing to replenish that position and make sure that you're getting better year by year and keep it a little young and just build experience behind veteran guys. Hopefully that makes sense to y'all. But that's my take on everything, my divisional needs for the NFC East. Hopefully you'll leave your thoughts in the comments. This has been T-Word for the Mic Check Podcast. Until the next time, I'm out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.